So let's go for the video. We have a very fantastic news covered by the channel 5, and we're gonna watch that, and after that we're gonna come to our guest.
As takeaway owner Faz Ahmed found out in 2018.
We hadn't even gone over 5 miles, and we're going 500 miles. So it was the longest delivery we've ever done.
The long-distance order had come from a group of British expats. They craved a curry so much that they chartered a private plane to bring Faz and his legendary dishes from Hampshire all the way over to them in France.
You know, it was quite a small plane, and we put the curry in, and there was a lot of curry. There was poppadoms and stuff, so, you know, we were kind of on top of everything. And the whole plane stunk of curry. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was almost as bad as our kitchen. We landed in Bordeaux, we set up all the curries. It was in a room in a hangar, and they just said, oh, we're missing that spicy food. It's very crazy to think that, you know, people just love their takeaway, that food, you know, that British food. They're just missing it so much that they'll go to these extreme lengths, you know. They just really miss their curry fix.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu. How are you?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It was really inspiring.
Yeah, no, we got really good publicity out of it. So our aim was, you know, people that can't get curry, how do we get it across to them? So in the UK, obviously, there's a lot of Indian restaurants everywhere, but in France, there's hardly any. And the problem with France is they don't like hot food. So English people can now really have hot food like us. So they were, you know, kept asking me 2 years, you know, how can you get us a curry, give us a curry, give us a curry. So we then said, okay, that's it. We're going to hire a private plane.
How come they are from France? I mean, why?
So they're English, but they've moved to France, so they're expats.
Okay.
So a lot of English people have moved to different countries, and they can't get hot curry.
Okay.
So, you know, that's why they said...
That's why you say curry lover.
Curry
English
lover.
are curry lover, yeah? Wherever they can't really forget their loves.
No, they love it, they crave it. There's a big community on Facebook as well. I have a Facebook group called The Art of British Curry.
Okay.
So we share recipes, and people all over the world. You know, there's people who's gone to America. You know, our restaurant's been open 40 plus years now.
40 plus?
40 plus,
I think 40 you are not 40.
No, I'm not 40.
So it's from your forefathers or your father?
From my father, yeah.
Okay.
So even though we were educated in the UK, we took a degree, but we went to curry. You know, our passion is in the curry industry. Me and my brother, you know, we're both educated in the UK, but a lot of people don't go down that route, and the job, like being a chef or something, is looked down upon in our community, which is, I think, wrong. You know, we wouldn't look down upon an Italian chef or you know, any other tapas chef, a Spanish chef.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think
we're proud to say when you become Italian chef, we say proudly that I'm the chef. I'm working the 5-star restaurant, but
exactly.
In our case, it's different. It's opposite. Why is that?
I don't know. People look at the curry industry like, oh, if you're born in this country and you've gone into the curry industry, it means you couldn't get any other job. But that's not always true, and we've got to move away from that, because the problem, like we talked about just before, is the young blood are not coming through. So I know a lot of restaurants, I think before
but in
COVID...
front of me is a young blood.
Yeah. There's a few of us, there's an exception, and you know, we...
It's always complaining there's young generation not coming into the restaurant, but I believe, yeah, it's not a fault, or it's not a something that we can think young generation not coming. They are really want to come, probably if they get a good support, environment.
Definitely. I think we have to change the industry. We've changed a lot of ours. Our restaurant, majority workers are English, not Bangladeshi. I have 2 16-year-old boys who are training to be Indian chefs. They're English.
Right.
So they want to do it. They're doing chefing at college, and they're doing full-time work with me, and one is doing part-time. So they want to do it. They want to become a chef. They want to become an Indian chef. So what is our own people not coming through, but English people want to do it? So we've got to look at it, and we've got to really, you know, otherwise, I think before COVID, 4 Indian restaurants a week were closing. I think probably more now. So it's going to become extinct.
Absolutely.
You know, so we've got to carry it on, keep carrying on, get the young blood in through. Chefs, as you know, very hard to get now, you know.
And that's why you become a chef, or
that's
you
why
have a
I'm
passion to become a chef?
Well, I never set out to become a chef, I'll be honest. I do have a passion for it now, but through the years, I worked in our restaurant ever since I was in school, part-time, all the way through university. I was mainly front of house.
That's what we are very, very much interested, that when you guys, like, we are going to school 15, 16 years, then go to the takeaway or restaurant and work Friday and Saturday, busy hours, you know, then learn from it and get the interest. But in that time, probably the thing, very important thing is, like, we need to understand how to deal with young generation. At the beginning, we need to give them a little bit of pleasure and appreciation about their work, what they are doing. Then probably in future, they may coming back.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, we had that period. We were in when we were young, and we liked the money. You know, it was coming in. You know. I was 15 and I was getting paid. You know, so I was going to school with money, and none of my friends had money. So no, not just the money, but I think you're right. Exactly what you said. You've got to get them interested. And then we pulled out for a little bit as well. You know, we thought, you know, for a few months we didn't go into work, but then we saw, you know, this is a future for us. We've got to carry it on. I think 90% maybe or 80% are owned by Bangladeshis. Yes. Indian restaurant in the UK.
If you sell like this, I think 95%.
95%. So this is our proud tradition.
Approximately, we're not sure on live,
but something like that is very high.
Indian restaurant is mainly Bangladeshi owners.
It's mainly Bangladeshi owners. You know, I think 80% minimum.
Yeah.
So this is #1 food in the UK.
Absolutely.
Beats fish and chips, beat everything. So we done this as Bangladeshi people. We should be proud, and we need to keep that, because that's our one mark of legacy in the UK. We can say, look, we started Indian restaurants, and now it's the most eaten food in the whole UK, more than any food in.
Fudge, one thing I want to know, like, to do something like this, and Channel 5 covered you.
Yeah.
Is a huge PR, right?
Huge PR. We're very lucky because we focus a lot on PR, and you've got to focus on PR. Now, any business you've got to focus on PR. If you have no customers, you have no business. No. So we're very lucky because we've got a very strong partnership with the University of Portsmouth, who I know you know quite well.
Yes.
Bobby and people like that. So
yeah, absolutely.
You know them very well.
Yeah, I know them very well. Yeah.
So we have a good strategic partnership with them. So a lot of students work in our restaurant for work experience, so I have video editors, I have photographers, I have social media marketing, I have people who write our press releases. So this can, I mean, we're only one restaurant, we're not a chain. You know, you've been there, it's only one restaurant. So the amount of labour that's going in, if we had to pay for it, would be bankrupt. But because of the university, we have initiatives like, you know, come and do a 3-month placement with us, 4-month, 5-month placement. So a lot of the filming that we do are done by University of Portsmouth students. A lot of the press releases that are written are done by students. A lot of the photos, anything that's a lot of it's students. So you've got to take every opportunity as you can and maximise them. We're very lucky because we have such a good university, you know, a really active university who we could work with. But anyone like that, you can get on board to help you. Any partners, we have Bisco's as well, Bisco solicitors, our partners. They're advising us on now getting workers from overseas. I know the rules have relaxed, which is another thing. So it's very important to build these relationships with these people. You think a curry house in a university, or a curry house or a solicitor's firm, how would they work? You know, but it works. You know, we have a good relationship with Portsmouth Football Club as well. So I think you've got to get into the community, know the business leaders, the high profile people, and you can always help each other. Like I said, the university is massive help for us, massive help.
That's really good. And probably every city we are in, there is a university, there is a college, can offer students come for the placement. And I think it's a very easy way to go forward.
Yeah, definitely.
So you have to take the initiative. One thing I just want to know from you is how long you've been working in the industry?
In the industry, too long now. Ever since I was 15.
Is it?
So about 18, 19 years.
Wow.
Maybe more.
So you don't want to disclose your age now, right?
No, that's right. you're very. I was about to disclose my age, but then you said it, and I thought I won't disclose it. But the viewers have probably worked out.
Yeah, they will work out.
Yeah. So
anyway, so still you are very young, and it looks very young.
Oh, thank you.
And it's really interesting to see someone like doing very good and sending curry. It's like over
to France. Yeah. So
it's really interesting, you know. When I've heard that, like I can say the boy with the curry and sending
to France. Yeah.
France.
Well, we're very lucky, but like I said, it was very well managed. You know, we let the media know, and you know, we had before we took off, we invited the media, so we got a lot of press out of it, but we pushed it as well. We know quite a few journalists as well, so yeah, we're lucky, you know, in that sense. But we're doing a lot of other things now. So we have like YouTube videos where we're teaching people how to cook. So people in China are messaging me on my YouTube saying, right, we can't get curry here. Thank you for the videos. Wow. We've got a book coming out next year. So we're really trying to.
You're writing all this curry, yeah?
Yeah.
You're telling the story of the curry, and you're telling the ingredients of this curry.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
So we have a story. But it's a lot of we do. You know, the videos and that we do serves many purposes. So one is training our chefs at the moment. So we've got a few trainee chefs. They watch my YouTube. They see how do I work. So it's helping our restaurant, and then it's helping people outside as well who are in a different country or whatever. But we have a lot of plans, you know, we're very ambitious, and inshallah next year we have plans to, you know, have a big plan to try and take our food globally, hopefully. Hopefully, yeah.
Is it in China or India and Bangladesh?
Well, India and Bangladesh doesn't need it.
But okay, let me ask you something about your motherland.
Yeah.
Are you from Bangladesh? Definitely.
Yes, I'm from Bangladesh, yeah.
So tell us about, you've been to Bangladesh?
I've been to Bangladesh a few times, yeah.
Recently?
Recently I went about 2.5-3 years ago.
Okay.
2.5 years ago. I'm from Sylhet, Khodomtoli, Kusai.
Okay. So probably someone from your areas, if they're watching, then after the Faj, Kusai, na?
Kusai bari amar, yeah. Khodomtoli, yeah.
So Kusair chele এবং আজকে আমাদের সাথে meet the governor, inspirational governor হিসেবে আইসুন। আপনারা জানেন না কুশুইবা তাই একমাত্র ব্যক্তি যে ফ্রান্সও কারি ফাটাইছেন তাই কাস্টমারের কাছে। এটার লাগি তাই খুব ফেমাস, অনেক বড় বড় নিউজ পেপারও তাই নাম আইছে, এবং আপনারা দেখলা যে চ্যানেল 5 এর মতো চ্যানেলগুলা বা বিবিসি তাই ইন্টারভিউ গেছে, আর অনেক radio station,
ITV, Sky News, every British big outlet covered it, every single one, and around the world as well. So China, Japan covered it as well.
Oh really?
Yeah, it went national. My friends saw it in Canada, America, Poland. I have all these friends, and they sent it to me.
I'm really proud to. I'm really proud for you. And as you said, university there, you made the connection. It's not like probably if you live in Cambridge, if you live in Oxford, if you don't know someone, you can try. But if you don't try, then you can't really get anything. Nobody will give you something in your mouth.
For free, yeah. No, you have to build these connections. You know, like I said earlier, the 2 trainee boys, they're from college. So the way I recruited them was I knew the college, and I said, I can't get any chefs. Give me someone from your class who can do, you know, little bits. So
and you'll teach them.
And we'll teach them. So they already had a head start because they're already doing a chefing course. So I think our industry has to change, because we think we have to employ a full chef, and that's it.
Fantastic. One question is there. Faj, আজকে যেটা ফাজ বললেন যে আমাদের ইন্ডাস্ট্রি has to change to improve. We believe that. But আমরা বিরতিতে যাচ্ছি, বিরতির পরে আমরা কথা বলবো যে কি ধরনের পরিবর্তন আমাদের দরকার, এবং সেই পরিবর্তনগুলোকে আমাদের in favor of our curry industry or it will really not favoring to our curry industry. Let's go for the short break. After that, we're going to come back. Is that okay?
Yeah,
of stay, right?
I'm going to stay.
You're not going to fly to France.
No, I'm not going to fly. We've got a helicopter, maybe Spain I might go to.
Thank you very much. প্রিয় দর্শক, আমরা যাচ্ছি একটু ছোট্ট বিরতিতে। বিরতির পর আবারও ফিরে আসছি, সেই পর্যন্ত আমাদের সাথেই থাকুন। সালাম আলাইকুম প্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আবারও ফিরে আসলাম আপনাদের প্রিয় চ্যানেল এনটিভিতে মিট দ্য কাপল অনুষ্ঠানে। আমি আকরাম হোসেন আছি আপনাদের সাথে। আজকে আমাদের অতিথি কথা বলছিলেন ফাজ আহমেদ ফ্রম পোর্টসমাউথ, এবং যে কারণে ফাজ আমাদের কাছে সুপরিচিত, তিনি ফ্রান্সে কারি পাঠিয়েছিলেন বিমানে করে, যেখানে অনেক রেস্টুরেন্টগুলো 5 মাইল ডেলিভারি দিতে পারে না, সেখানে উনি মনে হয় more than 500 miles, am I right?
Yeah, 500, more, just over 500
Yes,
miles. So
over
you're
500
right.
miles,
Yeah,
yes.
correct.
We have discussed.
We actually went to Italy as well, which is 1,000 miles.
Is it?
Yeah, that's our longest.
When was it?
Italy was a couple of years ago now.
Okay,
We went to Italy.
before France or after?
Before was France. So we've done France, Italy. So I've gone 500 miles, 1,000 miles. I don't know where my next one is going to be, but I want to keep going as far as I can. Maybe Australia one day.
Wow, that's good.
Inshallah.
So I think, was it very difficult to manage all these things and send? Was it so expensive as well?
It was expensive, but we were very lucky because we knew a pilot
Okay.
who helped us with because the flight was the most expensive.
Yeah.
So the flight cost £10,000. Well, it should have cost £10,000, but we got a big discount. I flew back with EasyJet for £30.
Okay.
With EasyJet,
After delivery.
After delivery.
Like a delivery driver.
I done the delivery and then I went to the airport and I came back. But logistically as well, it took a lot of planning, because you have a lot of like landing fees. You've got to tell people you're landing, because we went to private airports, so it wasn't like commercial airports. A lot to think about as well. The cost was the biggest one, trying to get the cost down. So, and we only charged the customer £32
Okay.
per person. So you think
So how many curries there now?
100 curries.
100 curries. For
100
how many
curries,
customers?
About 100, just under 100, sorry. About 50-ish customers.
50-ish.
Yeah. So they took, we took extra, because in case anything happened,
Absolutely.
we can't just go back and get it. So
So how long did it take?
a flight took 1 hour. 1 hour. And a
hour.
bit.
So it's not that much. Normally the restaurant delivery time is 1 hour.
Well, 1 hour, yeah, we done it, but we stopped in 2 places. So it took a bit longer than an hour.
Okay.
But actually, if we went direct, because we stopped in a place to get our visas.
Okay.
We could have gone direct to Bordeaux, but it would have cost more. So we stopped in Cholet.
Okay.
And the police guards were there, and they wanted to take a picture because it went so big. They wanted to show their mom and dad that they saw the curry. Then we went to another place, Cherbourg. Cherbourg was the person who sponsored it. He's very big in the French aviation industry. He controls, I think, 50-60% of France aviation. Very big company he's got. So he was a major sponsor in it. He took me to his flying school. So I went to his flying school. They put the red carpet for me, and basically they had simulators, everything, and I met a lot of his pilots. So yeah, no, it was very, very well looked after there. And then eventually we went to Bordeaux, and then they had it in the airfield there.
Okay. After doing this, did you see any difference in your business?
Yeah, we had the busiest January we ever had in our life.
Is it?
Really big, even to this day. We're about 4 years on now. People are still talking about it. They come in the restaurant, they said, I'm from Italy, I saw you, flying the curries.
That means it's attract your customers.
Oh, huge attraction. Yeah, nationally was the most coverage, but it went international. But people remember it. Oh, this is the restaurant that flew a curry to France, blah, blah. And people remember that story because we got such heavy coverage. So even now, from when we got it in January, it was very busy. Straight away, people flooded to our restaurant. And then
Are they coming from only Portsmouth or different areas?
they're coming from Portsmouth, so it's given them a reminder, even existing customers.
Okay.
But a bit further out, so people are traveling like 10, 15, 20 miles to say, oh my God, their curries must be so good they had to fly it to France,
Absolutely,
So, but yeah, no, it's definitely, I think for life now, that has cemented a mark on the industry for us, I think.
And you are the founder of this.
Well, yeah, I think it was just, we wanted to satisfy our customer. So the customer we gave it to, he's been coming to the restaurant since he was 5 years old.
Really?
Yeah. So he was in Gosport, which is near Portsmouth.
Is it Akash boy, yeah?
He's Akash boy, yeah. He's got the menu tattooed on his back.
Wow.
No, I'm joking.
You're joking, no problem.
I'm joking, but
Okay, let me just ask you something about your family.
yes,
Yeah. So you born in this country, right?
I'm born in the UK. Yeah.
In the UK. And then who else with you in your
So
family?
I have a brother who runs a restaurant with me.
With you as well?
With me, yeah, and I have one sister who I think you know my sister. Yeah, you went to Bangladesh with my
yeah,
sister.
yeah. We're
So you
going
know my
for
sister.
a trade mission.
Trade mission, yes,
with your
yeah,
sister.
with the university.
And yeah, that's really glad. What do you think that normally whoever born in this country, they want to go Bangladesh or they want to spend their time.
Yeah.
But I think nowadays it's not happening that much.
No.
Have you been to Bangladesh? So how did you find Bangladesh?
I was very lucky because the Ministry of Civil Aviation and Tourism, Mahbub Ali, he had sponsored my trip to go there as an influential figure.
Okay.
So I went round to Cox's Bazar, Bandarban, Sundarban, I think about 10, 12 districts I travelled. So I was very lucky, I travelled all around, so I saw the food, how it differed from different region to region, but what a beautiful country. I really, people might sound biased because I'm Bangladeshi, but really if you go there, it's got so many, it's got the longest beach in the world. Yeah. It's got the largest Cox's Bazar, largest mangrove forest in the world. And Poi Hali Boishak, I went the second day.
What's that?
Poi Hali Boishak, is it?
Pohela Boishak.
Poi Hali Boishak. Sorry.
First day, no, that's for the first day of the year.
Of the new year, and a massive celebration in Dhaka University. It was amazing. Most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life.
You enjoyed that?
I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
And you see the colourful, right?
Very colourful.
Very colourful.
Yeah.
No?
Well, I'm doing a documentary on the food and my trip to Bangladesh.
Okay. Have you done it?
It's in the process at the moment, so hopefully soon. So I'll talk about the food and I think we talked on the break. The biggest kind of debate is the restaurant style is different from home style, and it is different.
Yeah, it's different.
It is different, but there's I don't think right or wrong. It's different style, As a business, Indian restaurants have modified it more for the British palate. Like we were talking, we have meat, chicken on the bone, but the Brits have knife and fork, they like it boneless.
Yes.
Plus, as a restaurant, we don't know how many people we're serving. We don't know what curries are going to come in, so we have base gravy.
Yeah.
So.
And not much people they like gravy when they eat. In our people, not English people. And then if you try to avoid it, then it's going to take time to cook.
Yeah.
And it's another disadvantage for
a lot of people in my group, I have a Facebook group called The Art of British Curry. So we have these debates, we give recipes, and people talk some people say, I want it exactly how the restaurant does it. I don't want a home style.
Okay.
Now, but home style is slightly easier, I would say. Our preparation in the Indian restaurant is longer, so we're quicker on service. So we know, look, orders are coming in Friday, Saturday night, very busy. We can make a curry within a couple of minutes. But home, okay, you're coming around my house, you're bringing your wife, some other guests. I know there's 6 people, I can make this much. I can make preparation is less, but cooking time is longer. Yeah. So it's a big debate,
But which one do you think that is preferable for our industry to make it more better?
So I think as an Indian restaurant, we have no choice but to make it with a lot of prep, because if you come into a restaurant and you said, right, make it from scratch, home style, you're going to be waiting an hour and a half. 2 hours, you're not going to wait that long. So it's very difficult for us to, we could pre-make some dishes, but then with the base gravy, you have flexibility, because that curry, that base sauce, makes everything. Korma, vindaloo, masala, everything. You
visited different regions in Bangladesh,
yes.
Right? So which area of food you think that very similar to curry industry? Is there any
currently, well, in Dhaka now and Cox's Bazar, they're become very commercialized, because Cox's Bazar is the most visited area in Bangladesh, and Dhaka, a lot of people for business, they go. So they've become a lot more Western. They have. I stayed in Intercontinental and they had a lot of European food, so not so much curry. And I travelled with journalists, from 10 different countries, international journalists. And one of the journalists I'll never forget, so she said to me, she's from Belgium, she said to me, I only eat rice twice a month.
Is it?
And she came to Bangladesh, and obviously, as you can imagine, every single time we had lunch or dinner was with rice. So when we went to like outskirts, sort of Bandarbon, Sundarban, there wasn't very much commercialized thing, so it was always rice and curry.
Yeah.
She said, I can't wait to get back to the capital, I can't wait.
Okay.
I said, why? She said, well, when I go to the hotel, the Intercontinental, they're going to have European food, no rice. I can't have any more rice.
So you don't like it?
Yeah, no, but I mean, like I said, some of it becomes commercialized, but some of it is the street food is very nice. Really, really good cooks. And I saw some of the fish markets. You know, it's like entertainment when you have the fish markets.
They're talking, yeah?
They're talking, and there's live fish everywhere. But fishing is, as we know, is very big in the Bangladeshi industry, and I think 3rd or 4th largest export in the world, I think, is Bangladesh, something like that. So I was very lucky, you know, I saw all these Bangladeshi fish. We had a lot of traditional food, but we still had, like I said, the more Western type of curry or Western type of food. But I liked it. When I went to, I think it was Sundarban, that's the largest mangrove forest. So we were on a boat to it, because you can't, there's no habitable area there. Yeah, and I'll never forget, I love Bangladeshi fish, but the bones is a big problem for me.
Challenging for
It's
you.
challenging, yeah.
As you were invited by the government officials, and so what was your suggestion to them? Because we can see so many of our generation people, like in this country, they are going to different country, but not interested going back to Bangladesh.
Yeah.
In some cases, they go to see their relatives, or dad house, mom house. But what is your suggestion to them, how to improve? And do you think that making our holiday in Bangladesh is interesting and is something we can do?
I think definitely. Never forget your roots. You know, generations might go down the line, but you should be proud. You know, my parents are from Bangladesh, very proud. You know, I do a lot. But I do advise the minister. I speak very regularly with him, probably about once a week, every fortnight. I speak with him. So he asks my opinion as a British-born Bangladeshi, NRB, non-residential Bangladeshi. You know, how can we boost the tourism? And I say to him, you know, you've got such a beautiful country, but it's not out there enough. You know, even I didn't know about Poi Hali Boishak, I think, is that right? I didn't know about this. I don't know about Sundarban, Bandarbon until I went there. So I've advised, he's done a lot, I think. So now there's flights from Manchester to Sylhet, so which he done under his leadership. It was done. So that was a very big thing. Biman as well, he was telling me they haven't made any job cuts yet. But I've advised him, target your non-residential Bangladeshis first. So target people like myself, you know, and say, look, we've got this, we've got that, come to Bangladesh, come visit Bangladesh. Then they will automatically say to their friends, like I am, I'm telling a lot of my English friends now, oh, Bangladesh is beautiful, it's got this, it's got that, which they didn't know about. And some of them are now becoming interested in coming to Bangladesh. So I think first you've got to start with your own, bring them there, and they will automatically spread the word. But I've given a lot of suggestions to the ministry. I've done a page report for him, about a 10-page report, and I suggested how we can boost tourism. So obviously with COVID, things have slowed that right down. It's changed. Nobody's flying anywhere. So I hope they take some of my advice on board. You know, I haven't done it for any gain. It's just my suggestion. And I hope, you know, the country is such a beautiful country. It deserves to be up there with the biggest tourism countries.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Faj. We're going to go for a short break again. প্রিয় দর্শক, আপনারা দেখছিলেন Meet the Governor. আজকে আমাদের inspirational governor, Mr. Faj. We're going to come back after a short in association with SnapTough. Sponsored by MR Printers. Pay It Up. Supported by Ordering to Online, London Training Center, Scholar Linker Education Consultancy Firm, TH Foundation.
Multi-car insurance from LV. One policy, one renewal date, and you could save 20% too. Buy direct at lv.com. What's that? You can't wear that to the interview.
Use Calgon 3-in-1 in every wash to protect your machine from limescale, residues and malodor. Cleaner machine, cleaner clothes.
But is it free from bacteria? Calgon antibacterial gel, the only water softener to eliminate 99.9% of bacteria.
How did the plastic surgery go, John? That'll do.
In Yorkshire, when we say that'll do, it means it'll more than do. Great value broadband, award-winning customer service for only $22.99 a month. That'll do. Offer ends 8th of September. Search PlusNet Fibre.
পর্তুগিজ বাংলাদেশি ওয়েলফেয়ার অ্যাসোসিয়েশন ইউকে কর্তৃক এক বনভোজনের আয়োজন করা হয়েছে। স্থান ওয়ালটন অন দ্য নাচ বিচ। তারিখ 29 আগস্ট 2021 রবিবার। আমন্ত্রণে উপদেষ্টা ফিরোজ জামান, সভাপতি দেলোয়ার হোসেন আমজাদ, সাধারণ সম্পাদক বিএম ফারুক, সাংগঠনিক সম্পাদক সোহান সোহাগ, মোহাম্মদ আশিক, মোহাম্মদ সেলিম, শামীম রেজা, মামুন, খোকন সানি, নুরুল ইসলাম ডালি ও মোহাম্মদ জিল্লু। বিস্তারিত তথ্য বুকিং এর জন্য যোগাযোগ করুন কফি পয়েন্ট 633 প্লাসেট গ্রোভ, Upton Park, London.
Sonali Bank UK. Send money to your loved one with Sonali Bank UK. Telephone, website or through a mobile app. Money transfer is now easy. More than 1,200 branches for ready cash service to withdraw money across Bangladesh. If you have a Sonali Bank account in Bangladesh, you will get instant credit facility, fast credit transfer for other bank accounts in Bangladesh. Sonali Bank offers you the best customer service with most competitive rates and commissions. For money transfer, make Sonali Bank UK your trusted bank, the only UK-based Bangladeshi bank.
In association with SnapTough. Sponsored by MR Printers. Pay It Up. Supported by Ordering to Online, London Training Center, Scholar Linker Education Consultancy Firm, TH Foundation. আসসালামু আলাইকুম প্রিয় দর্শক, বিরতির পর আবারও ফিরে আসলাম আপনাদের প্রিয় চ্যানেল এনটিভিতে মিথ্যা আপনার অনুষ্ঠানে। আমি আকরামুল হোসেন আছি আপনাদের সাথে এবং আমরা আজকে কথা বলছি আমাদের আজকের অতিথি মিস্টার ফাজ। মিস্টার ফাজ, you are chef.
Yeah.
Are you waiter?
I was a waiter, now I'm a chef.
You are a chef.
Yeah.
And you are a governor.
I'm a governor, yeah. Delivery driver, everything.
Delivery driver.
Everything. All in one.
So, এই যে সবগুলা জব এক লোকে করা, is it hard?
Hard আছে, because খানি রানতে, then delivery করতে, but problem তো মানুষের staff problem. So after the ভাই waiter enough নাই, chef enough নাই, kitchen porter নাই, delivery driver নাই, Friday and Saturday খিলান নি ভাই. So governor a multi-skilled ওইতো নাই problem পড়বো.
So is that a reason, like our young generation, they don't want to take too much of pressure?
I think some of it is. I have a
assumption which is like, if we see you, if we look into you, probably nobody will say these things, but sometimes আমরা শোনা যায় যে you're interested to do 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
Sometimes like we don't want to take too much of pressure.
Yeah.
We are in terms of our salary, in terms of our income is enough.
Yeah.
So why should we go for this much headache?
Well, I think family life, people say, you know, if you have children as well, they come back from school 3 o'clock, you're going into a restaurant, you're going in 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, you come home, they're sleeping. So there's certain, you know, certain unsociable aspects of it. But then if you're career driven in anything, you know, you've got a successful career. There's no such thing 9 to 5, you know.
No.
My friend, he's quite a big director. He's flying to Japan, he's flying to there, coming home.
There's nothing 9 to 5.
There's nothing really 9 to 5. If you want to be any, you know, you want to be a really successful person in your industry, you're going to work around the clock.
Absolutely.
That's part and parcel of it.
Absolutely.
If you want a relaxed life, you know, I just want to go 9 to 5, get my salary, spend more time, then that's fine. But anything you want to be top of your game, you're going to have, you know, less of a social life. You know, you're going to miss that. So it's how much sacrifice you want to make for your career, really. But restaurant work is, chef work especially, I found, is very physical. Chef work, very, very hard, I say.
Very
you
hard.
know,
Physically on a company rather than
problem ato.
Tandoori chef?
Tandoori chef, very hard. You know, I always say to some of the English chefs I've said, look, you've got to expect cuts and burns on your hand. If you're scared of cuts or you're scared of burning your hand, this job isn't for you. You know, all chefs you see, they have cuts and burns all over their hand. Tandoori is a very difficult job. You know, you've got to put your hand, but the naan bread is fantastic.
What do you say? এখন অনেক রেস্টুরেন্টও তারা what's it called? You know, all the machines come, oven. It's ready made.
Yeah, there's some.
All the foods are ready made.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion?
Well, I mean, there's a big debate about it. People are cutting corners now, or they're trying to shortcut because of the staff problem. So I've seen machines that make the naans that are easier.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's I think a company called Titan is one of them. They do it where you just, you know, a friend of mine, he has a restaurant. He said, look, I've got students making naan breads. They just put it in like a pizza oven, similar. I've had once or twice the bread. It's okay. I wouldn't say it's thing, but you can't beat the tandoori oven. You know, the tandoori oven is really, you know, the flame coming. It's the authenticity. That's my opinion. But I can understand why people are switching because, you know, they're going to have problems. You know, tandoori chef is a very hard job to fulfill and it's a very tough job. It's, you know, making naan is probably the most skilled job. You know, making curry is like, okay, you make this. You know, you can work out how to do things, but the skill in making a naan, that was one of the things that, you know, it took me a long time to learn after a lot of cuts, after a lot of burns. But I prefer the actual tandoori oven we use.
Why do you think that's important?
Well, I think the way...
In this situation where you're facing so many staff crises, and you probably don't know when your tandoori chef gonna take day off.
Yeah, so there is a problem, you know, like you said. So, you know, I've thought about switching, but we've kind of left it. You know, we've survived with tandoori chefs at the moment, and we've kind of done it. But the flame makes the naan like a char grilled thing, and the other machinery, I don't think they have that effect. Or if you make sheikh kebab, chicken tikka, you know, you skewer it on, and it gives you that char grilled, you know, effect. And these machines, these Titan machines, they only do the bread. They won't be able to do your chicken tikka. They won't be able to do your sheikh kebab. So you have to have a tandoori oven regardless whether you make the naans.
Okay.
So
in terms of financial things, you need to invest some on your machineries.
Yeah.
And then if you can manage, then probably it will work for you. Otherwise, it's gonna be.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, technology is changing every day, and they're making things easier. And yeah, you've got to invest in technologies. You know, we have EPOS systems and stuff like that. So we will analyze the data and have a look. Okay, so normally on a Friday, Saturday, we're selling 50 pilau rice. So it helps us manage the kitchen more because we know how much stock to make. Or, you know, we can print out a report of what front of house we've sold, you know, 5 cans of Coke on takeaway. So we know, okay, when we do the ordering, 5 cans of Coke have gone, we'll order another 5. No, obviously we sell more, but I'm just giving you an example. So we've got to use that technology. We've got to look at it. Obviously social media is very big, but there's a lot of other machinery. You know, you have Uber Eats, Just Eat and people like that. So Uber Eats are very good because their analytics is very good. So you know, a lot of people, they don't like to phone and complain, but Uber gives you the option of, and Just Eat as well. Uber's a bit more detailed, but they give you options for customer feedback. So it's very important, you know. So
you're talking about reviews.
Reviews, yeah. So you can see if anything, you know, if you have too many bad reviews on certain things, then you know, right, we need to change this. This isn't working, or that isn't working. You know, this dish, or so it's good. You've got to look into things like that. You've got to read it. You've got to see. Any business can always improve. Nobody's 100% perfect. You know.
One very important thing that you just mentioned, some of the machines, Just Eat, Uber Eats, Deliveroo. So are they really helping our industry, particularly curry industry?
Well, there's a big debate. I think you've probably heard a lot of debate. Yes and no. I think is thing. There's advantage and disadvantage. So before COVID, we weren't on anything. None of these platforms. Simply we done direct ordering, deliveries. Deliveries were okay, but it wasn't our core business. Our core business was eating in. So we thought, you know, we're quite a big restaurant, 100 to 150 seater. So we wanted to concentrate on eating in. We weren't very, you know, takeaways, whatever we got was a bonus. But then COVID obviously happened, and then takeaway was our only business. So we jumped on all these platforms, and in a way they helped us because they brought us a lot more customers. But they take such a hefty commission, which is a bit, you know, takeaways are less margin anyway. So like I said, we didn't concentrate on takeaway because eating in, our profits are much higher. So we said, we're going to concentrate on this. But then COVID happened, and even now people are still scared to come out, even though they can. So when restaurants reopened, before the 19th, the restaurants reopened, we were very quiet. By the 19th, the government gave a bit more, they relaxed it. We got a bit busier for eating in. So in one sense, yes, they've bought us business, which is really good because, especially during the pandemic, takeaways were all what we were surviving on. But the hefty commission, they've got to come down, really. They've got to come down.
Do you think they're going to come down?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking. But
because everything is going up, price and everything. So
everything's going up, yeah. I mean,
should they come up?
They say it's non-negotiable. We've managed to negotiate with Uber. So if they say, look, we're going to take this, push them. There will be a rep in each area for your restaurant.
Okay. So in your answer, we can say that they are not useful for our industry. If we can do something from ourselves, then probably it will be more easier.
Yeah.
And more helpful for us. For example, like they provide a review service on their platform. Why don't you do your own platform and you use your Google My Business page, which is review management, TripAdvisor. This is all in your account.
Yeah, yeah.
And you do prepare something very nice, very unique, where a customer can, because these things they have done, they created something to in favor of the customers.
Yeah.
So which customers? It's your customers, Akash customers. Why don't Akash do it?
Yeah.
So that's one thing probably we are behind. And you guys need to promote these things to save the industry.
Yeah, definitely. So we have our own app. We have our online systems. You can review all them, and that's fine. But Uber, Just Eat...
It's sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, that's
basically, in our mind, what we I'm doing this program for a long time, and I really connected with you guys. I understand your feelings. Sometimes we are a bit lazy. We don't want to communicate with our people. We don't want to communicate for us. We rather communicate with Justin, talk about the commission, but we don't go to in depth to make something for us for future.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. So we were never on them platforms before because we've done so much marketing.
Absolutely.
That we used to be happy with the amount of customers we had, and we thought we don't want to send out food with Just Eat and Uber Eats and not really make anything. What's the point? You know, we're in business really, and we don't want to put too much pressure on our kitchen. That you know the food we're too busy with the takeaway orders. But if we had a strong marketing team, which was fine, but their commission, you can say you're paying for advertising. Their marketing
I know they're going to
agencies.
make it because they have got probably someone who's very good at business developing, so they're going to tell things like, you know, to convince you. Anyway, thank you anyway, Mr. Fadz.
Thank you.
Really proud to know some of your story, and I hope you can do much more for the industry. We are very end of this program, and thanks again for coming for such a long way.
Thank you very much. No problem. Well, I'm going to keep working hard for the industry. I'm going to keep doing what I can. I'm going to keep trying to recruit in the young guys and be a voice for the industry.
Thank you. Be a voice for the industry. Thank you so much. I like this. প্রিয় দর্শক, আজকে আমাদের কথা বলছিলাম আমাদের আজকের অতিথি মিস্টার ফাজ, এবং ফাজ পোর্টসমোর থেকে এসেছেন। আপনারা সবাই জানেন আকাশ রেস্টুরেন্ট একটি খুব নামকরা একটি রেস্টুরেন্ট, এবং এই নামের পেছনের আরো বেশ কিছু কারণ রয়েছে। এর মধ্যে একটি কারণ আমরা অনেকক্ষণ আলাপ করেছি যে he sent his curry to France. So this type of marketing, I would say, promoting our industry is one type of marketing for your own venture. And also we have we've been talking about third-party platform. We mentioned few names. আপনারা সবাই একটা জিনিস খেয়াল করবেন যে আমাদের মধ্য থেকেও কিছুটা সচেতনতা দরকার। আমরা যদি নিজে অ্যাওয়্যার করি, আমরা যদি নিজে একটু ট্রাই করি, the big master is Google. Just googling, make him your mama and just ask him, and you will be okay in your business. এবং আমরা আমাদের জেনারেশন নিয়ে কথা বলেছি। Faj is part of this, and he made it successful life in this industry. So hopefully আমরা আজকের প্রোগ্রাম থেকে কিছু গুরুত্বপূর্ণ তথ্য জানলাম, এবং সেই তথ্যের মাধ্যমে যদি আমরা আমাদের ব্যবসার মধ্যে কাজে লাগাতে পারি, তাহলে হয়তোবা এই বিজনেস, এই ইন্ডাস্ট্রি আমাদেরকে যা দিয়েছে আমরা কিছুটা হলো ইন্ডাস্ট্রিকে দেওয়ার সময় হয়েছে, এবং সেটা আমরা দিতে পারবো। সেই প্রত্যাশা ব্যক্ত রেখে আজকের মতো এখানে বিদায় নিচ্ছি। সবাই ভালো থাকবেন, সুস্থ থাকবেন, নিরাপদে থাকবেন, এবং পরবর্তী মির্দা গাভনারে আরো একজন ইন্সপিরেশনাল গাভনার নিয়ে আপনাদের সামনে হাজির হব। সেই পর্যন্ত আসসালামু আলাইকুম ওয়া রাহমাতুল্লাহি ওয়া বারাকাতুহু।